Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Thursday. It is Daryl here at 7 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I want to talk about a few different things today. Let me talk about Goya beans. All right, this is the story of the day. You know what? And it's almost embarrassing talking about this. That this is even a news story. For those of you, well, I'm sure everybody knows, but okay, Goya's president and CEO praised Donald Trump publicly. He's a Trump supporter. And the Trump White House, Ivanka, responded by hawking Goya beans. You can see anywhere on social media. There's a picture of Ivanka looking like some chick from a game show, hawking the Goya beans in one of those game show hostess poses. Ta-da, Goya beans. Okay, it's an obvious violation of ethics. People we sent to Washington shouldn't be selling products. It's common sense. Common ethics sense. During the middle of a pandemic, again yesterday, I believe we hit almost 72,000 new cases. And with the story of how now the Trump administration wants to take control over the data of deaths and new infections, which is even, in my opinion, a huge, scary story that is much more important than any Goya bean story. Honestly, I see more Trump supporters and conservatives talking about these damn Goya beans today. They're all saying how liberal snowflakes are butthurt about the Goya beans. Now, look, you know what? I think the Trump administration, Ivanka, look ridiculous. I think they are doing themselves a huge disservice. I think they're just putting another nail in their coffin by hawking beans. The president of the strongest, greatest nation on earth selling beans. His daughter's selling beans. In that pose, it's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. It should be an embarrassment to the Trump family that they're selling beans. If that's what it's come down to, that for the Trump administration, for any and everybody that says anything good about them, they're now gonna do a little infomercial on the product. If they're that big of sellouts at this point, where they need to do something like that, I think it's just they're making themselves look ridiculous. I'm not going to complain about it. It's an ethics violation. Honestly, Trump has been violating ethics and every single day since he's been in office. With a president this corrupt, you kind of have to pick and choose your battles. There's so much more going on right now to sit here and talk any further about beans is embarrassing. All right, one other thing I want to talk about with the Lincoln Project, and I believe the 45, I forgot what it was called. There's a few organizations of Republicans now, Republican voters against Trump. It's Republicans trying to save the Republican Party, which I think is a great idea. I support it. I voted Republican in the past. I voted Democrat. In 2016, I changed my affiliation from independent to Democrat because of Donald Trump. I had previously voted Republican. Okay, here's what I wanted to say, though. The Republican Party is in danger of losing itself and its identity. When I have comments, like in my comment section, I will just, if it's somebody that's talking about Trump's morals, or just really Trump in general. I don't engage them in a debate. If you want to talk about real political subjects like Republican versus Democrat, their stances on different things, spending, being conservative, abortion, gun rights, the death penalty. I love to talk about stuff like that. You know why? Because I can change my view sometimes on that. It depends. I'm a liberal, but I believe in gun rights, in owning guns. I believe in the death penalty. My whole point here is Trump's morals, my morals aren't up for debate. Take, for instance, once again, with him mocking the handicapped reporter, his nickname calling, just this behavior. If somebody brings that up, trying to defend Trump in my comment section or anywhere else, it's not worth my time or breath. There's no way. My morals are my morals. I will never excuse or look the other way for Trump's behavior with that handicapped reporter back in 2016. Never. No, nobody will ever be able to change my mind about that. Those are my morals. That's what I believe. I believe what he did was appalling. And mostly because he was encouraging an entire auditorium to mock somebody that was born the way God created them. It's an egregious, horrendous violation of everything Christian. So my point here is, in the comment section, I just ignore. If somebody is a conspiracy theorist, the deep state stuff, the Pizzagate stuff, I'm not going to waste my time or breath on that. I'm really not. For me, that's not up for debate. I honestly think most of those people have issues, just like the flat earthers. And I'm just not willing to waste my time or breath trying to debate that. When it comes to morals, like Trump, most issues dealing with Donald Trump, Donald Trump is lacking any empathy, any sympathy, any compassion, and any morals. And no amount of debate will change my mind on that. I'm more than happy to debate and talk about Republican political issues, like I said. And this is the thing. The Lincoln Project and these other groups know that their days are numbered. If Trump goes for another 4 years, there will not be a Republican Party. It's going to morph into the party of Trump, the cult of Trump, and then after Trump it will probably morph into something even more scary, less American. I don't even know what to call it. These are the things that scares me, that motivates me to do these videos every day. I think now even Republicans, the Republican Party realizes that Trump is incapable, incompetent, and downright dangerous to have in the Oval Office. He's we did the experiment. He was elected, the businessman, non-politician experiment, and it's gone horribly awry. And there's no way to argue. You can't argue that, especially just now this year. There's no way you can't see that the Trump administration does not care about children in the least. And then I did a little search too. Trump made the insinuation that so many parents and kids are dying because they're staying at home and they're not going to school. I guess he's insinuating that it's suicide and depression, death from depression and suicide, because all these parents and children are staying home. The fathers and the mothers are horribly depressed and it's causing their deaths. He actually said this. And I did a search and it's not even worth talking about. That's complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. There's a lot of pluses to just because somebody's homeschooled. It's not like they are shutting themselves in a closet. These kids still have friends. The parents still have lives. It's nonsense. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Probably the last time you'll ever hear me bring up the Goya situation. It's a non-subject. So anyway, all right, you guys have a good Thursday.